Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Pam and today is all about plants. I figured this segment, you guys, considering that we're about to approach the fall season, I wanted to take the opportunity to show you the plants that I felt out of my collection that gave me the most growth this growing season. So I have about a total of 8 plants here, and it was really hard for me to pick, you guys, because I do have a couple of more that I wouldn't have mind adding to the list, but I'm kind of saving that for later. I do plan on doing maybe another sunroom tour, possibly a house plant tour in the future, so you guys will have an opportunity to actually see what's going on in my home in regards to my plant collection. But these plants right here, I am most, I guess, proud of as far as the growth. I don't know why. Even though, we love all our plants, but we may have, honestly speaking, a favorite here and there in our collection. But I love all my plants all the same, but for different reasons. So let's just jump right into it, guys, because I can go on and on and on about it. So in no particular order, I also wanted to try to pick plants that I may have not talked about as much on my channel. Now, of course, if you guys have watched my, I think a video that I did on my Philodendron oxypopense, that plant hands down is probably my top fastest growing plant out of my entire collection. Currently, it's actually growing to the point where it's behind me. You guys can't see it, or you actually can see it. It's actually this plant right here in front of the window. But as you can see, it's trailing, and it's trailed all the way up. Now it's touched my ceiling. So I need to probably propagate it. And I showcased that plant a few times, I think, through a video here and there. And I kind of didn't want to add it to that collection. I'm trying to spotlight on some growth that some of my other plants have given me that I don't talk about that often. So I'm going to try to get right into it. Like I said, no particular order, but let me start off with this one. This plant, you guys, is my Philodendron mame. And if y'all just look at this leaf, I love silvery color in the leaves. And it's starting to do some growth right here. Now it looks like this is a regular plant. I mean, I don't know what people would consider plant growth to be. Is it going to be huge, outrageous, big, or whatever? But I am very proud of this particular plant because I was treating this plant for spider mites for quite some time, and it did lose some of the lower leaves, which is fine. But then I had got to a point where I said I needed to start propagating this plant because I really do love the plant. And it is, I guess, what you would consider not so much of a common plant. So, of course, I'm trying my best to save it. And I was able to propagate some and put it back in. So, it's giving me some of these beautiful new offshoots right here. So, it is trying to make a comeback. And in the midst of its recovery, you guys, it actually has produced I want to say almost like these 4 leaves right here. So, I'm really proud of it. It's hanging in there with me. I have it just on this little baby stick. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to give it a proper moss pole. I think I should if I really want the aerial roots to kind of grow into, I guess, my sphagnum and hopefully create bigger leaves. But I don't know. I'm just worrying about or caring for the health of the plant, and then I'll worry about growth later. So this is my beautiful specimen here. Try not to drop these plants. Now my next one that I want to showcase you guys is actually my Maranta, my variegated Maranta. I mean guys, look, this thing is huge, and I have I guess like one of those plastic trellis because I tied it to it because if I didn't, you guys, this thing would be reaching, look, this is an example. All the leaves would pretty much be like that, and to kind of control it somewhat, I have put it up. But it is just, isn't it beautiful, you guys? It has a little bit of crispiness to the leaves here and there. And that could be possibly due to the watering, but I'm not upset about that. And I love the way that it has like this flute-like, the way it unveils its leaves. It's such a beautiful plant. Very easy care as long as you maintain the watering, the moisture of the soil. But, I mean, look at it. It's just so lush. And I love it. So glad. And it has bloomed for me several times throughout the growing season. I think the blooms are pretty cute, like small little dainty white little flowers. Very beautiful. My next one, and you guys, if you just watched my last video, I think it was my last video. I think I was showing you guys it was my last video. I was showing you guys my Hoya collection. In that video, I made a mention how I was holding on to this particular Crimson Princess just to show you the growth. And let me show you guys what she looks like here. Okay. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. And then, look, it had this long tendril, and at the end, it's trying to give me a little, I guess, peduncles. It just hasn't bloomed yet, but I'm really loving, look how, oh my goodness, guys, look how sun-stressed that is. Isn't that gorgeous? But I mean, it's just trailing for such a long, I have it sitting in my window on the other side of my sunroom, and it's getting kind of long to when I sit in the chair over there, it's like hitting the top of my head. But I'm so proud of this plant. Look at that. I've had this plant, it's about 1.5 years now, I think. Has it been 1.5 years? I can't even really remember. It's definitely been over 1 year, but I don't want to say 2 years for sure. It's one of my oldest Hoyas though, but look at, even that is beautiful. I just love the variegation. This is a very beautiful, stunning plant, and it is loving what I'm giving it, so yes. And I gotta show y'all this leaf. That pink, if pink is your favorite color, my goodness, this is one of the plants for you guys. Let me sit this down. Now, another plant. I unboxed this plant in front of you, and I haven't had it for 1 year yet because I want to say I did it either in the winter time. If it wasn't December, it possibly could have been January. And this is my Nemanthus Champagne Jam. I mean, look at the leaves, you guys. First of all, I love this plant because of the leaves. It's very thick and rubbery-like. Very beautiful leaves. But the icing on the cake would also be the backs. That beautiful red backing that's on the back of each leaf. Now, of course, there's going to be some, and I don't know if you guys will see it, when the new leaves do come in, such as this one, for an example, it takes some time for the red hue to kind of form on the back of the leaves. This is a very invasive plant, I want to say. As you can see how it's just growing wild. And I have this one actually was sitting, I think, I had it in my living room for right now. I had it once in here, and I had it actually sitting on one of my stands down here in the sunroom. But the height of it was just growing so wild. I just realized this plant needs to be on a pedestal by itself. But I really do love this plant. It's a very gorgeous plant, very easy care plant, you guys. You just water it when it's completely dry, and it will definitely let you know, because you'll not only can feel the dirt, like I said, by using that 2-knuckle test that I've showed you guys for 2 inches of the soil, but because the leaves are thick and leathery-like, when it starts not, or needing a good drink, I put it like, it starts getting really thin and starts feeling more like a leaf, and that's your indicator to give it water. But I think it's a very underrated plant. I'm surprised more people are not talking about this. It's very beautiful. I mean, dang. Lord have mercy. I don't mean to say that, but that's how you feel. I just love these plants so much. Now, my next one. I'm gonna try my best to show a picture of it, so you can kind of like get a perspective of the height of the plant. But I'm also showing it to you guys up front because I feel like a picture will not do this plant justice. And this is my Jade Scindapsus. And let me bring it over. Okay. Let me show you guys from the bottom of the pot. And I mean, I can probably, I don't know if you'll be able to see it once I put it on the floor. You actually can see it sitting on the floor. But you guys, these leaves, let me sit up. Look at those leaves, you guys. I mean, it has really shot up for me. It's done a lot of growth. I wish I thought of maybe measuring where the height of this plant was in the beginning of this growing season so you can see how much. But I do know for a fact that you guys, this is like a 4-foot stake that I have, and I just used it. Is it 4 feet? I think it is 4 feet. Gotta be 4 feet. Yeah, it has to be 4 feet. And when I put it on here, I know that the leaves were probably started somewhere down here. So it's giving me all of this growth right here. And it's sitting in my dining room where it's getting some light, ample light from my window, and also a little bit the light from my one of my grow lights. But guys, look at the leaf. And you know what's so funny is the leaves are kind of big. And I know that for a fact that if I was to probably put it on maybe one of those wood planks and have the leaf up against it, the leaves probably would get bigger and bigger because Scindapsus are known to press their leaves up against the surface of trees and things like that. And as they climb up, their leaves tend to get bigger. I would like to do that, but I don't know. I'm appreciating the beauty of it for what it is now. I mean, look at that. This is the latest leaf, and it has some new growth right here. I just can't say enough about this plant. I love my Scindapsus. I love Scindapsus. I think it's very gorgeous. And oh man, that foliage. Now let's jump from that plant. This one is probably one of my oldest plants as well, you guys. I've had this plant, I want to say 2 years. This is my Begonia Rex. I mean, guys, look at this plant. Isn't it gorgeous? And it looks like the leaves are just getting bigger and bigger. And actually, this is the plant that I actually did my Begonia Rex propagation, you guys. For those of you that may have not seen that video, give it a check out, and you can actually see how I created a whole new plant by using 3 different methods of propagating. I thought it was very interesting. But, I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's just continuously growing. And it does flower for me tremendously. I just let it go ahead and flower, but I want to show you the back. I am just a sucker for that fuzziness of the leaves, and so far, you know, I've had it in here, and it's been so easy growing. This plant, when I first brought it, it was actually in one of those, I guess 3-inch planters that you would get from your big box stores. And at the time, I think it was probably like $4 for it. And ever since I've potted it in this, and it's going to probably stay in here for a good time because it loves it. It's a glazed pot, you guys, because, you know, Rex begonias, begonias in general, they love their soil moist and not wet. So I have it in this glazed pot, and I'm just looking at, and it tends to be doing fine. But look at the color, and then the back. It's something about the backs of plants. I don't know what it is, but it has the different colors and textures, and this is stunning. Look at that. It almost, you know what, looking at it on the camera, you guys, as I talk to you, which is weird, reminds me of a Sis's this color almost with the pattern almost. Just this one is just a little bit more felt, I guess. I don't know, but I love the plant. I'm glad it's part of my collection. Now I think I have just, I'm trying to snap none of these leaves here. Now I have 2 more left. I'm going to go back to my Scindapsus. I love the Scindapsus collection. I really wish I could have all of them. But this one really surprised me in the growth because people were saying that it was more of a slower growing Scindapsus. So far, I'm glad to say I really haven't had that experience, and this is my Scindapsus Exotica. I mean, guys, if you do any comparison, you know, I guess my hand would be average size hands for a female, but look at that. It's just, that leaf is just gorgeous. But the trail, it wasn't even really trailing, you guys. It was not even really trailing in the beginning of this growing season. And it's still trailing and putting off new growth right here. And I think it's trying to do something right here, back here. But, guys, I'm telling you guys, if you are new to this channel, or just a new plant parent, or thinking about becoming a plant parent, I don't know what you're doing. I'm telling you, look at the beauty on this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I could actually watch it for hours. Very beautiful plant. Very fast. Like I said, I want to say, honestly, you guys, probably right here. I want to, because it wasn't even hanging below. Actually, it's in a 4-inch planter. And it wasn't even trailing past the pot in the beginning of the growing season. It really wasn't, you guys. And I have it sitting on my wall here where it's getting directly across from all my windows right here, and it's getting all this beautiful light, which I do believe light is key for Scindapsus if you really want them to grow. I've been thinking about actually, I haven't decided yet, because I have my sterling silver Scindapsus and it's in my bedroom. I did chop it a little bit, but I don't think out of my Scindapsus collection that seemed to be a little slow grower. But you know what though, you guys? I'm thinking about doing a video now that I mentioned of slow growers. Thinking about doing a video showing you guys some of my slowest growing plants and not the obvious ones such as your cacti and possibly a snake plant. But other plants that I feel that are still beautiful but just haven't really been bursting out with growth yet. Let me know below whether or not if you'd be interested in seeing that video or not. So anyway, I have one final one left to show you guys, and I love this plant. You guys, this is another plant that I feel is truly underrated. A lot of people are not talking about it, but they really need to, and it would be, let's see if I can pull it up. My Syngonium Cardi-Rude. You guys, you know, it's so funny. We're about to enter the fall season, and pretty soon next month it'll be Halloween for those of us that celebrate Halloween. And this would be probably one of them good little plants you could get for your Halloween decor because of the darkness of the leaves. But once again, bam, them backs. It is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous, you guys. I just love it. Look at that. And I made this moss pole because it was starting to just grow a little wild, and I think that it would benefit from the support. And I think I did good pairing it with this pot. I get Harry Potter and Lord of the Ring vibes and stuff when I look at this pot, but I just think the darkness on here kind of plays off. You know, I don't really, the sidebar, you guys, I don't put that much thought into actually pairing my pots. It's just, I go with my feeling. I go with my gut. If I see something and I put them side by side, if the feeling inside me say go with it, I kind of tend to go with it. And that's kind of pretty much how I've been doing it. But back to the plant, you guys. So I've had this plant. It hasn't been a year. I'll really be honest with you guys, I really don't remember. But I honestly want to say it has not been a full year yet for this plant, but it's just been growing like wildfire. Now, I do know, guys, the key to this plant is it gotta have light and keeping track of the moisture. And once again, this is why I put it in. I just up-potted it not too long ago because the roots was actually growing at the bottom of the pot. It was in a 4-inch pot, and I just decided to put it in this pot. This pot is a glazed pot. I'm doing it the same way I would do with my Begonia Rex or any other moisture-loving plant that I tend to put in maybe a ceramic pot. It helps hold the moisture a little bit longer, so I won't have to worry about watering this plant every time you turn around. So far, so good. It hasn't given me any issues. It does have like a little growth point here and another growth point at the top. I know, oh, actually, wow, see. Actually, it's 2 growth points. One coming from this leaf here and one coming from this leaf here. But you guys, it's gorgeous. You know, and I love Syngoniums. Syngoniums are very easy care, but a lot of people aren't, I don't think, talking about this particular variety of the begonia. I'm not sure. Oh, begonia. I miss, this is not a begonia. Oh my God, what is it? I just talked to you guys about this plant, right? I do it every time. It never fails. I start talking to you guys, and then when I start thinking about the plant, it just loses my mind. It came back now, Syngonium. A lot of people, do not talk much. I don't think about this Cardi Road variety of the Syngoniums, and it's not. I don't think it's a common plant. This plant, you guys, I actually got Steve's leaves, and I didn't pay a lot of money for this plant. I want to say it was, well, it depends on what one might say, what is a lot of money, but it probably was like 25 bucks, I think, when I brought it. But I fell in love with it the second I saw it, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's just a gorgeous plant, you guys. But I can go on, and I don't want to turn what should be 15 minutes into a whole hour talking about these plants. You know, if you guys out there equally love plants like as much as I do, then you definitely can understand why one can go on and on. But needless to say, that's pretty much it, you guys. Let me know in the comments below, please. Let's start a conversation. You guys. Do any one of you guys have any of these plants that I made a mention of? What are your care tips? How are they growing in your collection? I'm curious to know. But for the most part, it wraps up this video. You guys, keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe to this channel. You will not regret it, you guys. Give me a big thumbs up if you feel, or a thumbs down, whichever way is fine with me. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, guys. And until next time, much love. Bye.